And I thought we would just go ahead and get started because there's really no point in waiting around till 9:30. Hey Ty, what's up, brother? I'm gonna give some secrets to traveling in the beloved minivan buses and talk about it for a few minutes. Richard Holiday in the house. Good to see you, sir. Um, I'm literally gonna talk about minivan buses because I just got to the spot and I haven't even taken a shower yet. I went to the store and got some food, and I lit up this live stream because I was gonna make a video for you guys, and I decided that a live stream would just be much, much, much easier. So I thought I would do this in live stream format, make it simple, keep it easy, and just leave it at that. So let me say hello to Mr. Dano, Davo the First, Secrets. I'm not sure what that means. Gordon, hello to you, sir. Tia, hello. Hello, pal. Hello. Um, Podcast format, you mean? Yeah, I guess you could call this podcast, live stream, Google Hangouts, but not a podcast. I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I just thought it would be easier to explain it this way. Hello from Phoenix. Hey Mitchell. Uh, how to turn 1,000 baht into 100,000 baht? That is a good question. I'm not sure. Tell you about riding minivans, or excuse me, mini buses, or minivan buses in Thailand. First of all, if you get a seat anywhere that's not in the front, or you're in the single seat in the back corner, you're pretty much screwed. Because there are going to be people standing up beside you. They're going to put their bags on you. It's going to be a terrible, terrible, terrible. Really, really hope that none of you ever have to experience that. I really mean that. It's pretty rough. It really is. Now, what I have done the last 2 trips I've made, I've kind of started experimenting a little bit with where to set and timing. So I looked up the bus schedules and I found out what time the buses were leaving. So what I'll do is I get to the bus station as soon as the bus is leaving. So as the bus is pulling out, a new bus is pulling in, right? That means it's empty. And I've already paid for my ticket, so I have first shot at the first seat on the bus, because it's not one of those bus stations where you can register and get in your, in your little seat or whatever. It's like first come, first serve. So is you either do one of two things. You either pay for, well, one of three things, really. You can either sit in the front, which I strongly recommend, and sometimes, hey Pokemon, I'm doing good. Hope you are. Sometimes they will let you put, because I travel with 2 bags, so sometimes they will let me put my bag in the center console without charging me anything. But if you're going to sit in the back, or if you're going to sit in the front and it's one of those that's got the 3 seats in the front, pay for 2 seats, because you're only talking about 80 or 100 baht per seat. So just go ahead and pay for the 2 seats, and then you can put your extra bag there with you. That way you don't have to worry about it getting tampered with, and if you don't have to worry about people messing with your junk, none of that stuff. So that is my recommendation. That is my secret, my personal secret to traveling in minivan buses here in Thailand, is to buy an extra seat and or make sure you get in the front seat. Getting in the front will also improve your leg room, because if you get in the back, you're not going to have very much. I'm sorry to say, you're just not going to have very much leg room. And it can get rather frustrating when the buses start getting full. It can get rather frustrating when the buses start, when they stop bobbing and weaving. They drive like crazy here. I mean, they drive really erratically sometimes here. And, you have to be careful about those things, because it's not unheard of for somebody to fall on your lap, or for somebody to hit you in the head with a bag. And of course they didn't mean to, but still, it doesn't hurt any less. And it's definitely not going to make your day. It's not going to make you any happier. So, with that being said, that's kind of my secret to the minivan buses in Thailand, guys. You guys got anything on minivan buses? Feel free to share. Pokemon says front of bus only. The heat in the rear of the bus is awful. Yes, the heat in the rear of the bus is definitely awful. It is super awful. Tomorrow I had planned to get up and do a walk-in live stream for you guys, but instead, I'm going to be with a friend, and we are going to go visit a place I haven't been to before. So it's going to be vlog time tomorrow. Maybe I'll shoot live stream from there. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to go do some cool vlogging tomorrow. That way I have some content to put out for you guys next week, because the content has been steadily rolling out. And to be honest with you, I need a couple days break, just to be totally honest with you. Steven says, I always try to get the front seat. Always a great idea. Gordon says, I take advantage of every stop, get out, stretch. Absolutely. Ty says, you can flag down minivan buses like bot buses. Yes, sir, you certainly can. I see they pick people up on the side of the road all the time that have flagged them down. So that's absolutely true. And they will pick them up, and they will fill the bus beyond capacity. In other words, they will fill every seat in the bus, and then they will have people standing on the inside of the bus as much as possible. So you can get, maybe, let's see, 2 in the front, then 3, 6, 9, and then 10, 11, 12, 13. You can get as many as about 13 people in those buses if you got people standing. And it's dangerous. It really is. It's dangerous. You have to be careful on these buses, man. And if you sit, I like that, Gordon. If you sit in the front of the bus, you get there sooner. I like that. But yeah, so the secret is sitting at the front and or paying for 2 seats. I mean, hey, Green Army. Good morning to you, sir. It is good evening to me. I'm probably going to go hop in the shower here in just a few minutes. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of content tonight, because my plan was to shoot a video when I came in, and I wanted to put that out for you first thing in the morning. But instead, I just thought it would be a whole lot easier to do it this way, because I am extremely tired. Richard the man says, all was really cool. 11,685. We're getting there slowly, man. Slowly. Yeah, the numbers have picked up lately. The YouTube gods have blessed me on algorithm particular, because I've gotten 2 comments on the same video that said, I don't know how this showed up in my feed, but I'm glad it did. Or I don't know how this showed up in my feed, but it was very interesting listening to this. So when people start saying that to you, you know that the YouTube algorithm gods have blessed your video and put it in front of a whole bunch of people. I think that video is approaching like 185,000 views, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, YouTube gods have been good to me. And of course, all you people have been great to me as well, and I really appreciate that. I think that goes without saying at this point. Pal says, crazy drivers in the minibuses. Man, you are so on point with that. Like, so on point with that. Crazy drivers in the minibuses. Sometimes you get drivers that are, but most of the time they drive erratic, and they drive a little weird. When I say weird, I mean dangerous. Don't forget that Thailand does have the highest death rate, and there's a reason for that. Minivans, death traps, and I can kind of see why. But at the same time, I haven't had a problem yet. So until I do, I probably won't change. Pokemon says crazy bus drivers all over Asia. That's also true. No shower, LOL. Yeah, I just hadn't gotten the shower yet since I got here. Green Army. But I'm about, don't worry. My man that writes in, I don't know if that's Farsi or Arabic. I'm not sure. But he says, hey, Jeremy, what's up, dude? It's Haitham with you. Haitham. Okay, I hope I said that right. Hello, Marine Corps, my good friend. How are you, sir? Good to see you popping in here. Just hanging out for a few minutes. Don't hold everybody up too long unless they got some stuff they want to talk about. Seem to be breaking up a little, but could be crappy American internet. Nah, it's probably the internet I have here. I'm probably buffering a little bit, so I apologize for that, guys. Okay, right, good. So it's Hytham. Good. Um, and I'm really glad you guys are starting to talk to each other over on the side and all of that stuff. And since I have most of what I call the family in here tonight, guys that are really involved in this channel and really support this channel, I just want you guys to know, don't worry about the trolls, man. Don't worry about the trolls. Don't worry about them. It's all good. Let them talk. Some issues with them today. It's not an issue. It's really not an issue. We're moving forward. We've been moving forward. They tried to stop us once. They've been trying to stop us for 10 months. They ain't succeeded. They're not going to, period. So don't worry about it, guys. We are moving forward. Is Hytham or Hytham Arabic is a male Arabic given name. Okay, cool. Then let's see. Green Army says, I saw your hand is healing. It is healing for sure. Actually, I have a confession to make. When I got here, I went and got a massage first before I did anything else. Simply because my back was hurting so freaking bad. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the ride up here. Then on did not have very good shocks on it, so it was kind of like and the seat leaned back very much, sitting in an awkward position. Anyway, my back hurt pretty bad, so I went and got a massage. The usual means small falcon bird. Cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, they won't stop us, Green Army. No worries, bro. No worries at all. I'm not any of that stuff. The only thing I'm concerned about is getting out content that is valuable to you. So if you are listening to this on replay and you are a person that is here because you're worried about who I am, whether that means anything, you're sitting on the fence, you should go ahead and jump the fence. You should go to the other side and not come back, because this channel is about travel, fun, photography, and education. And we do content on this channel. We make good content for each other. We talk about relevant, important issues, and we help each other. That's it. Ty says, so you're staying at your friend's place? Ty, I am staying in John 10. When you go in Colorado next weekend, I think, pal. What's the weather today in Pat's? Right now, it's not too bad. It's humid, but that's about it. Ed L says, what's up, everyone? What are we discussing today? Hey, Ed, hadn't seen you in a while, buddy. We're just talking about the best way to travel in minivans around Thailand. Alan says, what are the various sorts of legit massages offered in Pattaya? You should go to a place called Milan Massage, Malan Massage. Perfectly legit massage. And it is absolutely one of the best massages you'll get anywhere that I've been to personally. And places I'm interested in. That's right, Green Army, definitely. They do oil, and they don't do a Swedish there. They do like a head, neck, and shoulder. They do a Thai. They do foot. They do the basic stuff, but it's pretty cool. Richard says co-alarm next weekend for sure, Friday or Saturday, depending on the weather. Sounds good to me, man. Can't wait. Pals, yep, exactly. Ty says rope massage on second row to ask for a lady called Green. Sounds pretty cool. Richard says Colarn. Yeah, I knew what you meant, man. If you're going to Colarn, visit Nile Beach. I'm sure Richard has got that all planned out. I'm leaving that up to him. Steven says the English pound hit a low today, 41. Everyone is panicking. Well, that's not good. I don't guess. That's not good at all. For the English pound to hit an all-time low. That's crazy. It says, well, the Thai massage, the other massage. The Thai massage is like yoga. It's like really, really intense, forced, stretched yoga. And everything else is just any other kind of massage you would want. Jeremy, by the way, I'm watching you from Baghdad. Well, that's cool. That's one place I will certainly never be in my life, but I'm glad you're watching from there. I appreciate it. Don't have many subscribers from that area, so definitely you're one of a kind. There's £100 off Bitcoin. Uh-oh, you guys losing in the Bitcoin market? I didn't play the Bitcoin market, but I heard a lot of people lost a lot of money recently. Ed says that how it sounds horrible. I don't like yoga. I don't either, Ed. I don't do the Thai massage at all. It's painful for me. It's not relaxing. Some people love them because I guess if you're more of a flexible type person, you know, if flexibility is your thing, then you probably won't have a problem with it. Thai massage hurts first few times, but well worth it. It can be. Now, if you got like if you're having like muscle spasms or you know, something of that nature, then the Thai massage can be well worth it. Because if you go to get 2 or 3 of those, they can really work that stuff out of you. And I mean, it really does a good job. I remember when I moved over here, I was having my lower back spasms, and I did that, and it worked for sure. Hopefully, the new changes on the tourist visa exempt upon entry will initial 2-month trial. Now the rate against the bot is dropping. I heard that, and the 2-month trial. I read about that. I'm not going to really get into it because the last time I made a video and I was wrong, and then because I was given the wrong information, and the next day I deleted the video. The day after that, I recorrected myself. You know, we had a blogger that rather than picking up the phone and sending me a Facebook message saying, "Hey, Jeremy, I know you only been here about 6 months, 7 months, but I've been here a long time. You know, let me give you the right information." Instead of doing that, he went all passive aggressive and he got emotional is what happened. That's what happens when bloggers get emotional. And he made a video about me, you know, how wrong I was and all this shit. So, I'm not really getting into the whole 2-month trial thing because I read 2 different stories on it that say basically 2 different things. It sounds good in theory if it works, but I don't think it will. Not the way that they have it written right now. So my personal opinion is I don't have one. And until I have steadfast information, I'm not going to give it out because butthurt blogging is painful to watch, and I don't want to see anybody else have to go through that. So, Alan says, staying away from Thai massage for now. I don't blame you. Richard says, we got to record some video of you Alan next week. My guy will let you take control. Absolutely. I think that would be awesome. Pokemon says, gold is up. That's good. I hadn't heard that in a long time. Ed L says the economy is slowing down a bit around the world. There is massive debt across many markets. I just want my U.S. dollars get me a good rate for Thai baht. Me too, Ed. Me too, buddy. Pokemon says buy gold and silver. I keep hearing precious metals. Buy precious metals. Steven says my flexibility is terrible and can't blame my age. Always been bad. I hear you, man. Ty says, don't let the trolls dictate your content. Just go straight to the source. Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, man. I couldn't agree more. And they're not going to dictate my content. I'm just telling you guys from what happened from my experience last week with someone whom I had the utmost respect for and had watched about every single video that he's ever put out. I lost instantaneous, all respect, complete. You know, but that's what happens when bloggers get emotional and they make emotional videos. It's sad. It's pathetic to watch. It really is. JL says, hello, Jeremy. Is South Korea on your list to visit or live? It is to visit, definitely not to live. That have lived in South Korea, and it just doesn't sound like a place I would be interested in. However, after I get there and stay for a little while, you never know. Maybe I'll be interested. Could possibly happen. Jana says, how are the traffic pollution in Pattaya at the moment? Is it bad? Nope, not bad. Richard says, Jeremy, the only way to avoid pissing people off is to do nothing important. Keep up the great work. Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm not worried about pissing people off, guys. I'm really not. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it as respectfully and as genuinely as possible. If I make a mistake, I did last week, I'll admit it. And like I took the video down as soon as I found out the information was incorrect. I took the video down, corrected it the next day, went ahead and moved on. I'm human. I'm gonna make mistakes. It's gonna happen, and I'm gonna keep making my content the way I make my content for you guys. I'm going to make the content that you guys want me to make through, whether that be through sponsorships or just simple requests or suggestions. That's the way it's going to work. And that's Mark says, I wouldn't take financial advice from people on social. I really don't, Mark. Very few people do I take social media. Financial advice from. Pal says glucosamine sulfate tablets are helping my aches. I took some magnesium, and that seemed to help a lot too. Says a good investment is watches. Rolex and Tag always hold this price. Original, that is. That's interesting. I didn't know that. It's good information, Stephen. Very good. Ed L says, have you thought about going to Malaysia? It's right next door. I have. I just don't know what part I want to go to yet, but I'm time in the not too distant future. Hey, there's a Navajo Don. Hadn't seen you in a very long time. Thanks for showing up, man. Good to see you. It says this is an interesting group. I would have to say I agree with you. I love this group of guys in here right now. And there are many more that are usually sitting on the outside looking in, but I really appreciate the people that are in here and that are commenting right now because I know you guys have good intentions. Mark said, good, man. Yeah, we just want to keep it simple, guys. We want to keep it simple. I want to be able to deliver the best content to you. I want to be able to pass along the most relevant, pertinent information I possibly can at the time. And like I said, last week I got the wrong information, and I got that information from a visa attorney out of Bangkok. So, I passed it along to you guys, and when I found out it was wrong, I took the video down and corrected it the next day on live stream. And I really don't know of a better way to handle that situation. The vlogger that decided to make the video about me could have just simply, I would have been more than happy to talk to him. He could have left a comment on the video itself. He could have hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I hit him up on Facebook Messenger if he was talking about me in the video, and I got no response. So that means I got no respect. Just say, hey, let me help you out. I know you're new here, but we don't want to pass along wrong information. I would have been more than happy to listen. More than happy with that gentleman anytime. But we're not going to call any names as usual because I'm pretty sure everybody knows who it was. And I'm just going to leave it at that. That's it. So, Richard says forest fire is very bad in my area of North California. I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask you. Air quality 5 times worse than Beijing. My trip to Thai tonight is time well. Yes, sir, it is. I really hope that everybody in that area is okay because I know it's getting really, really bad out there, Rashard. And I'm very sorry to hear that. I certainly hope you don't have any loved ones in harm's way. That's terrible. Pokemon has a comment there. I'm not going to read it, but I'll be the judge of that. Ty says, I don't, neither one of those, the usual. I don't have a problem with anybody. I don't have a problem with the guy that made the video at all. I don't have a problem with him. It just shows what happens when you're an emotional vlogger with a big ego. It just shows what happens, and that's why if somebody does something that upsets me on the internet, I always started like 3 months ago. I always wait till the next day to make a vlog because 9 times out of 10. I'm going to, cooler heads prevail, and that's the way it should be. It says, sorry to ask, but what is this incident that happened with you and the other blogger? Don't answer if you don't feel like it. It feels like it's beating a dead horse. No, it was just very simple. I made a video about an income affidavit, and I had gotten the information from a Thai visa attorney. along to you guys, made a video about it, and said exactly what he told me. And another vlogger heard my video, who is a very popular vlogger here in Thailand, and rather than picking up the phone or sending a Facebook message or making a comment on the video saying, hey, Jeremy, I've been here a long time and I want to tell you, you got your information wrong. Would you listen to what I got to say, or can we have a conversation about it? Because we don't want to mislead people. I've watched just about every one of this guy's videos. I would have been more than happy to have that conversation with him. More than happy to, and would have just furthered the respect that at the time I had for him. But instead, he went and made a video and, about me and tried to make me look disgraceful or whatever. So it just, that's what happens when bloggers get emotional. So we're not going to talk about that anymore, but, it's just sad. It really is sad. That happens a lot. They're destroying California. Agenda 21. I don't know about that. Jeremy, did you visit Krabi City? Not yet. If you did, what's your opinion about it? When I go, I will definitely tell you for sure. How is a vlogger trumping an attorney? Ty, you ask a very good question. This particular vlogger read a law. Apparently the attorney didn't have the correct information at the time. I'm not sure, but it's like I always tell you guys, it's real simple, real simple. This channel is a guide. This channel is not the Bible. This channel is not, if you ever take solid advice from a YouTuber, you need to have your brain examined. Always check and see, always check and see whatever I say. Double check it always. If I tell you something about Thai visas, you better double check that stuff. If I tell you something about riding in a minivan, you better do your own research. I am just here to give you a guide, period. That's simple. I'm here to deliver some information to you to hopefully get you started on your journey. Who made I'm not going to get into calling out people's names. He didn't call mine. He just told everybody behind the scenes who he was talking about. But I'm above that. I'm above that. I'm not going to call his name. There's no need to. Yep. If I visit Krabi, I will definitely let you know for sure. Mark says, indeed. And Green Army says, you have good advice when well said. I try, fellas. I try. Pokemon says, you're doing a great job. Thank you, sir. I very much appreciate it. And I am very glad that you fellas doing a good job. Richard says, man, having YouTube channel sounds stressful. It is. It can be. It depends on how thin-skinned you are. If you're a person that judges yourself and or lets other people judge you, and then you have emotions based off of their judgments, you'll never survive on YouTube ever. Let's see. Gordon's Alive says the visa rules are vague at best and vary from region to region in Thailand. I can't say that I disagree with that. I've seen various things in various places, so I can't say that I disagree. Okay, dude, got it. Ed L says, I think it's just to stir drama and get him views. He probably feels threatened because he's been there so long. I'm sure all the vloggers do whatever they need to do to get income. Well, that's one way to do it. That's not the right way to do it. It's like the same thing I said when I was in the Philippines. With all the people that try to tear each other down as in the blogging community and try to tear each other apart, could you imagine what would happen if those same people all came together up and make each other better? I mean, could you imagine what living in a country, what coming to a country as an expat would be like for you? Like, you would have the most information and some of the best people to surround yourself with, because you would already have a community established when you got there. All you'd have to do is, go to a live stream or go to a meetup somewhere. I mean, it would be awesome instead of tearing each other down. But you got people that, even today, vlog was made about me. He didn't say much, but, I'm sure he's going to say more plenty of times because that's what he does. It pops off at the mouth about everybody. And that's fine. And that's not who I'll ever be. Stirring up drama is good for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Passing along relevant information, I believe, will get you a lot further than having a drama channel. That's just my personal opinion. Mark says, I've had a few. I appreciate where you're going in your journey. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. And good luck on your journey, because addictions are definitely nothing to play with. That's for sure. Very serious. And a lot of people don't understand that. Ty says, welcome by the community, and extended that to everyone else. I can believe that, Ty, because you were very nice to me when we first met, and we haven't met in person, but you were the first guest I had on a live stream, and I very much appreciate you. And thank you for hanging in. Ed L says, I agree, but it's survival of the fittest. Whoever has the most accurate info, those guys don't want another guy coming onto their turf on the internet. That very well may be true. And like I said, if when I made the mistake and realized or made the mistake was called to attention, I verified that it was in fact a mistake. I took the video down immediately, and that was at night. So there was no reason to do another video right then. And I knew I was going to be doing a live stream at 9:30 the next morning. So at 9:30 the next morning, I addressed it. I was entitled and said, "Hey guys, I made a mistake. I was given some bad information. Here's the right information," and that's the way to do it. Ed L again, who are you talking about? I said, Green Army, I'm soaking it up before I get the information, before I get there, the information. Yeah. And that's a good thing, man. You know what? Getting as much information from as many different sources possibly get from different vloggers. It's just like people. I love you guys watching my channel. I appreciate you guys so much for watching my channel, but don't only watch my channel. Watch other people's channels and get their perspective. Because if you take 2 or 3 people's channels and let's say the topic is Pattaya, for example, just Pattaya nightlife, let's say, and you're going to get 3 different perspectives on Pattaya, and from that, you're going to be able to get 3 different views and put 3 different points of information together. And diversity is a good thing when it comes to making decisions on where to stay, where to live, where to go on vacation, what to do, what not to do. It's a good thing. Let's see. Rainbows and unicorns. I love rainbows and unicorns. It's always good. Richard says, what's the weather like in China? My weather app just shows thunderstorms every day. I never know what's actually occurring. There's no thunderstorms now. It didn't even rain today. I came up, not too off from here, and it was pretty much sunny all day. It was kind of warm, very humid, very, very humid this time of year, in about anywhere in Southeast Asia. And I'm very curious to see how this visa thing works out with Thailand, because I want to see if it really boosts the economy to the numbers that they said in the article. And the article came from The Nation, off of ThaiVisa.com, which is pretty much a accepted formal paper. Hey Ed, how you doing tonight, buddy? Or no, tonight? Yeah, you're in the Philippines tonight. A little late for you, man. What time do you go to sleep? Oh, that's right. You only sleep about 4 hours a night. I got you. But yeah, weather over here has been pretty good, and hopefully it's good. Really, hopefully is again, because Rashard will be here, and he and I will be doing as much, having as much fun as humanly possible. And content may even slow down, because I'm going to focus more on having some fun while he's here than I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to do content too, but to enjoy myself a little bit. I've been working really, really hard the past 2 months. So what happens? The usual says, Green Army, there's a guest house next to LK Metropole. Harry's cheap and in the middle of LK scene. Yep, sure is. I know where you're talking about, the usual. I stay in LK Metro quite frequently. Usually when I come to Pattaya. But I've just been fortunate enough to be able to stay in Bamtien. for the month of November, who has just been it's been absolutely wonderful. Um, Mark says, "Will you continue to stay in Pattaya? I'm curious as I find it to be a crappy tourist trap, in my opinion." Well, first, I don't live in Pattaya. I live a couple hours south of here, so I don't live here. I may move here. To be honest with you, I've been considering it. Come April, if I don't go to Vietnam, there's a whole bunch of ifs coming up. Um, a tourist trap, yeah, it can be. But the thing about coming to Pattaya is if you come here with the right mindset, like if you know what you're walking into, you can really have a good time here. And I'm not just talking about with the women, right? I'm talking about like the food, the shopping, the stuff there is to do, the island, there's so much stuff to do here. And yeah, there are a lot of tourists that come through here. But at the same time, if you come here and you understand what kind of environment that you are walking into, you can set yourself up to have a very, very successful vacation or long-term stay here in Pattaya. There's no reason at all that you can't come here and have a wonderful, wonderful time. Um, what's happening in Vietnam? Oh, I got an opportunity, Ed, possibly around April to move to Vietnam. Not sure yet. We'll see what goes on there. Mark says not really genuine though. Sure it is. Sure it can be. Absolutely it can be, Mark. But you got to weed through. You got to weed through the non-genuine, actual genuine. Um, in order to make Pattaya reality, I talk about a lot about Pattaya not being reality. When I say that, I'm talking more about the facade of Pattaya, right? The thing that's used on the outside, because once you gritty and the inside of Pattaya, there are a lot of good people, of good things to do, a lot of productive things you can do. Ed says, "I will never go back to Vietnam." I bet you won't, Ed. I don't blame you, buddy. Says regarding Pattaya, if you show that you understand the game of the night, and more Thai respect. You're right. You're right on that. But it's just that's a good. You're making a good point, Mark. Don't get me wrong. Please don't misunderstand me. Um, you that it's not a place to fear. It's not a place to think that it's all scumbags and all dirt and all nastiness and all this stuff. It's really not like that. It's all about how you perceive it, really. Let's see. Steven says, "I stay in Pattaya and it's a place where you go with the flow. Always have a great time." That's true, Steven. Mr. Naori from Serbia. I watch you regularly and I hope to go to sir. Thanks for your and thank you for watching the channel for sure. Appreciate that very much. Pokemon says it's all about what you want. You have the party people, but you don't have to be a part of it. Very true also. Zombleed says, "What is up with not going back?" Oh, you're talking about Ed? Ed, you're a Vietnam vet. Ed's a Vietnam vet, so he probably doesn't want to go back. I think that's what he's talking about. If you're talking about me not going to Vietnam, then that's the whole situation. I haven't made any commitments one way or the other. Yeah, Ed says he was there 3 days, so I'm assuming that's three different tours that he did. He probably doesn't want to go back to Vietnam, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. But you guys have been wonderful, man. This has been I think we had about a 35-minute conversation or something. Long. I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see. Ed says, ultimately, you are an outcast in another country. That's true. It's also true, whether it be vacation or long-term living. That is also true. I know I'm buffering here a little bit, guys. I apologize. Zombleed says, "Oh, haha, Vietnam vet. I understand. Gotcha." Mr. Najor equals Mr. Very Bad. Yeah. Mike said, "A few years ago, I saw a clip on YouTube YouTube that the Westerners, you know, if this is still an issue today. I have not seen a homeless Westerner anywhere in this country so far. Now, I haven't been everywhere, but I haven't seen a homeless Westerner anywhere personally. Richard says Pattaya is changing big time. Look at Terminal 21. More money can be made from those type of developments than nightlife establishments. That is absolutely also true. And Terminal 21 is really, really, really nice, guys. It's really nice. I have a live stream video on there. I have a video I shot of the food court in there, and I have a video of walking around the outside of Terminal 21. So if you have any questions on Terminal 21, the videos are there. My man from Baghdad, I don't want to mispronounce your name, says, frankly, Jeremy, your vlogs about life in Thai gives the real picture about what's going on in the country, especially that's talk about Thai women relation with foreigners, the money matter. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And I do my very best to keep it just as real as possible. And I also try to keep it because it's YouTube, I have to keep it as politically correct as possible. If I ever have my own podcast where I can say whatever I want to, I'll break it down for you in, very realistic, very frank terms. So, but you guys just keep in mind that Pattaya is not the devil, okay? And does not have to be the devil's playground. It can be. But it's up to you to make that decision. For example, Richard's coming next week. I can guarantee you that he and I are not going to make it the devil's playground. I can guarantee you that we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to eat some great food. We're going to take some island tours. I don't know what all we're going to do, but I can guarantee you we're going to have fun, and we're both coming into it with the right mindset. I believe he said earlier today this would make like his 200th day that he spent in Pattaya. So he has much more experience in Pattaya than I do, and I am very much looking forward to meeting some people that he knows here. It's been so nice to get to know some of the people that live here. Because some of the people here are really fantastic. Now, of course, there are those that you want to stay away from as well. But it's so easy to see the ones that it's so simple to pick out the ones that you want to stay away from. You know, it's like, it almost just jumps out at you, right? Gordon's Alive says every foreigner should read the lyrics to Thai national anthem and understand that they will never be Thai. Yeah, it's important to always understand you're a guest in somebody's country. Let's see. Ed says got to take him for a foot massage. Yeah, I'll see if I can get him by Milan for one, Ed. Montelli seemed to enjoy it pretty much. Mr. Najori says, what is the chance for a man to be employed as a truck driver or bus driver, and what is their salary? I think those are forbidden jobs for foreigners. You would have to look on the website to be sure. But there is a list on the Thai government website of jobs that foreigners simply cannot do. And I am pretty sure that truck and bus driving is one of those jobs. Zombleed says, true, Frank will never be Thai. That's very true. You just have to come to terms and understand, guys. This is what happened to me in the Philippines, right? You have to come to terms and accept that you are a guest in another country, and at the end of the day, you're the foreigner. Okay, you're going to lose any battle that you pick with a national. Period. Just go ahead and plan on losing. And they, in terms of internal conflict, like foreigners on foreigners, as long as you don't get the Thais involved in it, nobody cares about your internal involvement, right? Only when it causes a problem, a danger, a risk to other people in the country. For example, if someone is on the airwaves of YouTube continuously promoting violence, hatred, defamation, slander, libel, whether it be to foreigners, to Thais. If it's to Thais or to the Thai or to the kingdom, like there used to be a channel up that a vlogger has taken down now, but the videos are still around. And the the king himself, or the kingdom of Thailand, was defamed in those videos. You know, if they ever got out, he would be in a ton of trouble. So you just have to be careful what you say and what you do. Really, you just have to be respectful while you're here. Stephen says there are jobs you can't do, which is a shame, as I was a London bus driver for 20 years. Yeah, I thought they were on that list, Stephen. I thought they were. So, in conclusion about the being in a foreign country thing, if you remain positive, calm, cool, and collected, and just don't be an ass. Like that's the main thing. Just don't be an ass, right? Um, and you don't, just because you see somebody doing something that you think is wrong doesn't mean that you have to go tell everybody that you think they're doing something wrong. If they're doing something wrong, eventually they'll get caught. Now, if you see somebody standing on the side of the road holding a knife to somebody's throat, yeah, you might want to go tell somebody. But just because you perceive somebody's actions to be, not conducive with what your opinion of what their actions should be, is not reason for you to cause a stir. And that's what people do over here. And that's where they're getting themselves in trouble. And they're all expats. I've never had a problem with a Filipino citizen. I've never had a problem with, well, I take that back. I never had a problem with a Filipino citizen until the very end of my journey in the Philippines. But other than that, it was only a couple. And I have never had a problem with a Thai national ever since I've been here. Richard says, anyone else have the surprise at a movie theater where you expect the movie to start, you're sitting enjoying popcorn, then they play the Thai anthem and you have to stand? I was fully reclined. They got me. Thankfully, I was with a Thai lady at the first movie I ever saw here in Thailand, and she told me to stand up because I didn't know what to do. Thank you, Mark. So, guys, I think I'll wrap it up. I'm going to get unpacked and take a shower. Real quick, I'll catch this comment from Zombleed. Says, I respect the country that honors their king and plays the national anthem, just like we used to do in past times in the USA. Absolutely could not agree more. That is a whole nother subject that I do not mind talking about off air sometime, for sure. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully I'll have, good night, Ty. Hopefully I'll have some good content for you guys next week that I'm going to shoot tomorrow. And maybe I'll try to pop in on a couple live streams throughout the weekend for you. And we'll talk a little here and there. Good night, everyone. Take care, pal. Green Army, thanks for stopping in. Everybody else, as always, Tommy, hello and goodbye, my friend. We're shutting it down. Go back and catch the replay. Mark, thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for raising the points that you raised, Mark. That was very, very good. It's a very good dialogue to ask tough questions like that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, you too, Steven. Take care, man. Zombie, take care. And I'm put it down from here. So if I missed your comment, I apologize. Everybody take care. Have a great night, and I will see you soon.